Hi everyone. In this presentation, I want to make an introduction to a book. This book is the Digital Transformation Playbook. We all know the digital transformation is recently become an important issue. And this book is a book introduced about the digital transformation, how to do the digital transformation. The author of this book is David Rogers. He is a member of the faculty at Columbia Business School, and he delivered a lot of workshops on digital transformation for a lot of companies like Google and Microsoft. And he also teach many global executives on digital transformation and the digital business strategy. And in his book, he separated digital transformation into 5 domains. This 5 domain is customer, competition, data, innovation, and value. And we can call it CCDIV. And in next presentation, I will make a short introduction to this 5 domain one by one. Then in the presentation, we're going to see why these 5 domains are so important to digital transformation. First is customer, from passive target to dynamic network. Okay, we can see the picture. In before, the relation between company to customer is a mass market model. And their relationship is like a one direction relation. The company, they made a lot of production to the customer, and they promote their product to the customer. But in digital age, because of the internet, we can see the relationship, the relation between company and the customer is become a network model. In fact, the company, they can the relation between company and the customer, they have a lot of interaction, and a customer, they can share their opinion or review to other customer. They can communicate through a lot of platform or website. They can give their feedback to the company. So we can see it's become a network model. Like MGB and Goodreads is an example. They are example. A lot of people, they can share their comment of a movie on IMDb, and they can also share their comment or review on a website called Goodreads. So if a company, they want to rethink of the customer, they have to think something like how their customer to access their service or product. And second, how the customer to engage, to feel, to understand the value of the company's product. And third, how a company can they to provide a more customized service to the customer. And fourth, can the customer to share of this the information of some product or service to their other people, for them to become a connection. And the fifth is can this company help their customer to join them so they can collaborate with each other. Let's see an example. There's an app called YouVersion, and this app, it can provide the content of Bible on a smartphone. And so people can easily use this app to read Bible. It's easy to access. and it provide a lot of function like bookmarks, like highlights, and they can have notes on this app to write some notes on Bible. And it also provide a lot of different language and a different version of Bible. And the user, they can easily share the Bible passage they read on the app and share it to their family or to their friends. And finally, this app, they also encourage the customer to join their activity. So we can see this app, it provides a lot of value and it's so convenient. So they are near 500 million downloads of this app. Okay. Second, we come to see the competition from product to platform. In competition, there is an example. Hilton Hotels. It's a vendor. It's a company provide hospitality service. And in before, who are the Hilton Hotels competitor? There are other similar hotel. They all have their own hotels, have their own building, have their own properties. They all provide similar service with similar cost, similar price. But now, who is the competitor, biggest competitor for Hilton Hotel? It's Airbnb. Airbnb is a company. They also provide hospitality service, but they running with a platform business model. So what they do is they connect the house host and the customer who's seeking for rent a house. And so you don't have to have their own hotel. You don't have to have their own hotel staff. So they can provide cheaper service and they can provide more choices and more possibilities for their customer. So we can see the Airbnb, the market value, the Hilton Hotels market value is about 13 billion US dollars. But now the Airbnb's market value is about 60 billion dollars. So in this case, we can see the competition changed a lot from the analog to digital age. The first is in before we can see the competition often happen in some defined industries. But now the competition, they can happen across industries. So a lot of company, they may face some new competitor who look nothing like them. And the second, in before, there is a clear distinctions between partners and rivals. But now the distinction between partners and rivals become blurred. So people have some words to describe this situation, like competitor, like frenemy. So they are compete with each other and they cooperate with each other at the same time. So in some industry, it's no longer a non-zero sum game. The company in same industry, sometimes they can help each other. They compete with each other, and then at the same time, they help each other so they can grow the pie, not just divide the pie. And the third is in before, there are some few dominant competitors. They can have their own. They can occupy a market in the same time. But in now digital age, especially under the business platform model, often the winner will takes all. It's because of the network effect. A lot of user or customer, they are all gathering to the best platform. They don't need the second platform. And this intermediation also have a lot of huge impact on the environment of industries. So in this case, about competition, you can see the digital era, there are a lot of change in about competition. The third is data from silos to strategic assets. There's a case example. Caesar Entertainment is a vendor who provides it's a casino. It provides gambling service, and they have a lot of monitor now, so they can to watch a customer's reaction. If there is a customer, he lost a lot of money that night, and this customer maybe feel unhappy. So if they notice this, they will give this customer a free meal or a free steak or a free ticket. So this customer, he will feel happy again. Then maybe he will come back to this casino later, come back again. And we can see the Facebook and the Google Map, they are doing a similar thing. Facebook, you can gather so many user data, so you can provide it to their advertisers. And the Google Map, they build a map platform, and it attract a lot of people to use this platform. And this user, they also provide a lot of content to the Google Map. So the Google Map, it can continue to attract more and more users. And in this case, we can see company, they can use the data to make better decision, and they can also take the data as a valuable asset. And they can also sometimes they use the data to produce insight. The fourth is innovation, from planning, top-down planning to experimentation. Talk about innovation. In before, the company, they usually will have a long process from generate idea and finally to produce a real product. They will have a long process. But in digital age, company, they can make this process come shorter. We don't have to in before, if they have an idea, if a company have an idea, maybe they have to discuss, they have to analyze, they have to design, and then build a product. But now with some help of the digital technology, the company, they can build a minimum viable prototype, and they just put it on the market, just test it. So they can test this idea with more cheaper, faster, easier way. And if this idea fail, it's okay. They can just learn from it with cheap cost. And they can just give up this idea and move on, try the next solution or try the next better improvement way. Here's an example. In before there's a team, they want to figure out how to help the Indian farmer to negotiate their product's price. And the first thing they try is something like e-commerce. They put their product on e-commerce platform, but it doesn't work. So the second, they try, they help the farmer. They can exchange the information of their production volumes, so they can know other farmers how many products they are produced in a production, like it's a tomato or it's a potato. But it still doesn't work because the farmer, they don't know how to use this information to change their strategy. And the third method they tried is they help the farmer, they can send a short message of the agricultural products price on market. So they can a lot of farmer they can share about the product's price on market now, so they can have an idea of the price of their product. And this method it work, it help farmers income rise by 20%. So finally this idea become an app called Vessel. So in this case we can see the company they don't, if they have an idea, they don't have to need a lot of discussion or research or analyze. They just put this idea on the market and try it and see what happens. The fifth is value. We talk about value. The value is a very important thing for company. We need to think our service is still relevant to our customer. There is an example. And before there is a company called William Pinball Machines. Their product is pinball machines. It's a toy for young men or adult. But after people invent the PlayStation, some video game, not many people will still to play pinball machines. So the William Pinball Machines, they try to make other products. They turn their product into, they start to make casino slot machine. This machine is for people to gambling to put this machine in, provide for the casinos. And the William Pinball Machines company, they start to make a lot of money from it. And finally, even bigger competitor, Scientific Games, they bought the William Pinball Machines for $1.5 billion. The second example is Marvel. In before the Marvel, in beginning, the Marvel is a company that just produce comic books, and it's popular. But after 1990s, the reader of the comic books was decreasing. So the Marvel, they start to try new thing. They start cooperate with movie producer, and after they have a very successful, like the Spider-Man, it's a successful movie, and it made a lot of money. But the Marvel didn't have enough money from it because of they just sell their license, sell their IP. So the Marvel, they start trying to make movie by themselves. So they start Marvel Studios and start to make movie by themselves. And there's a huge success. Their first try is Iron Man, and they made a lot of money and bring a lot of profit to Marvel. In these two cases, you can see this company, they are still doing the thing they are good at, but they create a new value to their customer, to a new market. So our final is the conclusion. There's one important thing the author keeping to telling. The digital transformation is not about technology, it's about strategy. The technology is important, right? But in fact, the most important thing about digital transformation is about strategy, it's about leadership, it's about new ways of thinking. In digital era, we need to rethink our customer, our relation to our customer, and our relation to a competitor, and how do we use the data to help us make more better decision, and how we to do the innovation in the digital era. And then finally, we need to rethink of the value we can provide to our customer. Some company they can succeed in digital transformation, and some company they may fail. Why? There's one key reason of the success in transforming its organizational agility. The company they need to rethink about their resource allocation and changing what they are measuring and aligning their incentives to their employees. So the company need to do some change to lead the whole company to do some change to do the digital transformation. So it's about leadership. And final, I want to quote a sentence from this book. The true and ultimate purpose of business is always about creating value to the customer. So I think if a company they can remember this, so it can help all company they can start their travel to the digital transformation. It's always about use the technology to provide new value, keeping provide value to the customer. Thank you.